Uh, I don't know why I looked at my badges. Wait, I'm almost done? There's only 2 gyms left? Wow, this game is short. Like, my Pokemon are barely level 25, and the game's almost over. I don't know why I thought that that would be different. Look, it's Red Gyarados. It introduces a theory that all shiny Pokemon are just forced to evolution somehow, except this is the only one, so maybe not. Because then what are the pre-evolution ones, huh? Like shiny Magikarp evolves into Red Gyarados. So I don't see your logic here. Now I can attract. I have used Gyarados before in a casual playthrough, so I don't want it. I'm gonna have to destroy it. Sorry, Gary man. Also, we both have Intimidate, so that was good. Now I'm gonna use this time to not die. Also, this is Jumper Shoot playing Emperor Joker, created specifically for the Engage, and I am in the middle of remembering that when I owned this game as a kid, it takes me back to like neighborhood shit and trading with neighborhood kids, trading games specifically. I traded this game twice. Cause I'm a dumbass kid. I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8, and trading seemed like a cool thing to do. Cause the thing is, I always had the better thing, so I was always getting asked, "Hey, you want to trade for that?" So I actually traded this game for Kirby's Dream Land 1. And I went over to, I was playing this game. I was like, well, this game is alright, but I'm done with it. I wish I had Pokemon Silver back. So I go over to the kid's house, I knock on the door, and the kid's like, my uncle has it. And I knew he was lying, because he's a little shit. 7-year-olds turn out little shits, so they lie right to your face. And I said, okay, can you get it from your uncle? And then he just closes the door. I'm pretty sure he's just standing there, and he comes back out saying, no, my uncle said no. And then that's when I got my parents involved. And I made the kid give it back to me. And I was like, wow, thank God I have it back. And I held on to it for a long time. And then I did it again with this other like Korean kid a few doors down. Not even a few doors down. It was like the other side of the cul-de-sac. But he traded me this game. This really weird ass fighting game. I don't know its name to this day. Goofy. I don't know its name to this day, but it was really weird. It was like this robot fighting game. Imagine 2D custom robo made to look like, I don't know, Street Fighter or something. It had okay music, but I was also tired of that game. So I had to do that again, where I went over to the kid's house and was like, hey, can I have it back? And this guy gave me no trouble. He was like, yeah, here you go, Ben. And then he gave it back. But then in the future, I don't actually remember what I did with my... Oh! Wait, what did they do to me? Did they take money? I forgot you could just go around. I was like, well, they must be gone because Lance went through. He should have killed them all by now. I mean, am I right? In the future, SoulSilver came out. I own this game. I poured like technically 900 hours into it because it had all the Pokemon I traded from Pokemon Pearl. I played that game for 700 hours, and then through a very long, extensive trading period, I traded everything back to SoulSilver when I finished it, and then I left it inside a classroom, and that was really sad. Uh-oh. Lance, don't do it. Lance, you're gonna use Hyper Beam on that guy. Oh, that's gory. Just as I thought, the strange radio signal is coming from here. Dude, don't Hyper Beam me, dude. And then he moves. Okay, I'm confused about something. Is that little brown patch supposed to be a smile, or like his beard or something? Maybe it's a mustache. I don't know, man. Oh, this is this part of that game. What happened? Also, this part of the game is really cool. It looks more like a, you know, underground factory setting. I don't remember what it looks like in the like original Game Boy Color version. Anyway, I lost it. I still had the Pokewalker. I think I already said this. I still have both Pokewalkers because I had to buy it again a second time, and then I was like, oh, I'm glad I have it back, and then I sold it for something else. I have a weird relationship with games, even ones that I like. If I haven't done it to my DS games, because my 3DS games, because if I do that, then I will have no games anymore. But back in the day, my logic was, if I'm not playing this like all the time and there's nothing else to do anymore, then I'm going to sell it to GameStop and get something else, get something new to play. And since my parents are very stingy, for good reason, you know, they shouldn't be spoiling like a kid just because he wants it. Hey, you can actually fight these guys. But that was the way I could get games, was by selling the lot that I had and trying to get like maybe 2 or 3 out of them, or 2 or 3 new ones out of the ones that I sold. I sold a lot of my Game Boy Color stuff to get my first few Game Boy Advance games. That was just the only way I could do it for a while. I mean, that's how I think the longest one I kept was probably Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Even when I had my Game Boy Advance anyway. And then I found out that the Nintendo DS could not play Game Boy Color games, and I was like, oh, that sucks. What are we gonna do? And that was the only reason I had my Game Boy Advance. And then I did this thing. When you're a little kid, it's for some reason fun to smash old toys with a hammer. So when I got my DS, and it has a backlight, you know, it doesn't need a worm light or shit anymore. And what else? It could play Game Boy Advance games anyway. I was like, I don't need this anymore. Also, it runs on batteries. The DS had a lithium battery, so you could charge it. I don't want my Game Boy Advance anymore. So I smashed the shit out of that with a hammer. Yeah. So then I sold a lot of my DS or Game Boy Advance games. The only one I had to this day, not to this day anymore. The only one I had for the longest time was Super Mario World. That was the last one I had. I couldn't sell it because the label was missing, and I had to write on the, you know, the piece of plastic Super Mario World so that I knew it was that. Nintendo Power came out with these stickers one time, and they were like GBA label sized. So when I had Metroid Fusion, actually when I had Game Boy Advance games in general, I for some reason always liked peeling off the sticker because you could just see that it was a cartridge. And I don't know, it was irrational. Kids are dumb, turns out. So when I took off the label for Metroid Fusion, I put on the one for Metroid Prime from the magazine. So it looked like I just had a Game Boy Advance cartridge of Metroid Prime. And I tricked my friend. I tricked someone I knew in 5th grade with it. I was like, look dude, see, I have Metroid Prime on the Game Boy Advance. And he was like, oh dude, can I have it? I was like, nah man, you can't have this. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for this to come out on the Xbox. And I was like, dude, that's not how game companies work. He was like, oh man, I hope it comes out on the Xbox. What a weird time that would have been if Nintendo games came out on like rival systems. Because when you're a kid, you don't think about that shit. It's just like, well, I have this system, why can't this game be on that one? And it's like, because different companies, my dude. Like, you don't think about that shit. Also, I couldn't get any items because that guy didn't have any fucking thing. Wash my feet. Clap your hands if you want some more. This guy put explosives on the floor? Fuck, I'm gonna die. Mexican work. Mexican work. Work. Mexican work. Mexican work. Is that all you're gonna do? Viewer talking to me. Is that all you're gonna do? Just sing the song, the game that it says to sing? Yes, yes I am. And the last thing I did with my DS was I give it to my old roommate's son because he was fixing. No, I was about to buy a laptop off of him, so I gave his original price for it was like $250, and I was like, well, I don't have that kind of money right now. And he said, well, if you have like other things you want to give to me or my son, then I can lessen the price via, so I can get like some kind of value, extra value out of it. I was like, all right, well, let's see what I got. So I gave him my old Legos, and I gave him my DS with my R4 on it, which I think I already said this too. A little kid with an R4, like the entire world is yours. Well, not anymore since all the Nintendo games are gone from most ROM sites. Well, it's gone from MB Paradise. It's, if you look up Pokemon SoulSilver, you'll find it. I was worried, and then I was like not. I was like, oh, all you have to do is do a good Google search and just be careful, and you'll still find the game. Like, they may have threatened a lawsuit to MB Paradise, but they didn't do it to every other site. So whatever, honestly. I am a Pokemon master. It's almost 1 o'clock and I have to go to work. I'm gonna be closing for the first time in a while, but at least I get some time to myself, and I can actually stretch out my body before because I'm starting to walk to work, right? But I have awful foot pain, so I can't really. I shouldn't be doing that, but I don't have time to go to a doctor. But I need to go to a doctor. I have no doctor, and I'm a doctor. It's my new horror game, in which you don't know if you have something, but you might definitely have something. I am a Pokemon. Great. Also, I wanted to get Houndour, but he's in the Safari Zone, and I think he's level 42. So I don't think I can get anything cool yet there. Break my life if you want to be. Down. Okay, I wish this didn't take so freaking long. Like, look, I know it's gonna catch me since the first one, so I don't need. Why can't it just be a person there? Like, it's not like you can walk around it. Like, it's a surveillance system, but you're going to get caught anyway. They might as well just put a trainer there. Come on, Game Freak. Like, the 3DS games I still have are Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Even though I don't have any value on that anymore, I replayed it twice, and the only thing it's good for is replaying it again to get all the legendaries to trade off into other games for other stuff. Like I mean, you get Lugia and shit, and all the. You get a lot of legendaries in the game thanks to like the Hoopa holes, but you know, it doesn't have. It doesn't have Battle Frontier. The region is fun to explore, but and the contests are back, so there's that to do, but it's still just whatever. And also still have Pokemon Moon. It's the same shit. I don't think I replayed Pokemon Moon yet. I kind of want to, just to replay it again and get a different team this time. But with that game, I still don't know why I still have it either. I need to use like a ton, see what he does. There's not gonna be anything left to do except get the Ultra Beast again, and then there's a battle tree. Like, that's it. And I still have Kid Icarus Uprising. The game has decent enough replay value, but I finally just nuked my file and or not nuked it, but I fused all my weapons together to see what I would get, and I was using that for a bit. Oh shit, Pursuit actually worked because I switched out. And there's not much else to do in that game anymore. The last thing to do is beat every stage on level 9 or higher, or level 9 I guess is the highest one. But because of how that game controls, it's not fun to go back to at all. Like, sometimes I just want a button to reliably dodge, but no, you have to flick the control pad, the control stick, like a million times. Because sometimes you'll be walking and it'll do it by itself. And it's like, well, fuck, can you not be so sensitive and just actually do it when I want you to do it? That and, do I have orange berries? Yeah, I have a lot. Oh, come on. See, in Gen, I think 5 or 6, they fixed this where if you're using the item multiple times, it stays on the screen. That way you don't have to keep doing that. But that's annoying. Also, I wish, like, items in Kid Icarus were, you know, usable. It restricts you so much. It has like a Kingdom Hearts 3D 5/8 days kind of system, or you can't. All your heals, the highest level heal does not that much, and the way you take damage on the highest difficulty is so fast that it's like, okay, if I heal this off, it's pointless. So I'm just gonna take. You take more damage than you can heal. It's not like another RPG or action RPG where you can heal somehow to your max HP and be fine. But in this game, it's really fast paced and it's also short, which I guess is the reason why they merit like shorter ways to heal yourself. Like, you can find food on the stage, but if you're at max health, there's no way for you to like hoard it or keep it, so you can actually use that when you need it. Like even Kirby was good at that. Kirby Sweet Squad, like if you were at max health, then and you found an item in a bubble that heals you, you can just take the bubble, keep it on the bottom screen for later. And that was also a Sakurai game, so I think so. I mean, he created Kirby. I'm assuming he has a hand in every single Kirby game. But like in Kid Icarus, it's not fun when you take like 2 hits and you're already almost dead, and you're strategizing like, well, I have the highest level heal you can use 3 times. So if you use 1, it only heals like 15%, and it's not enough when you take like 30% every time you get hit. So it's like it barely keeps you alive, and like it's not good. Ding, 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 ding. I also have Professor Layton, or Lady Layton Catriel's Adventure in London or some shit. That game is... The only thing preventing me from selling it right now is that I haven't at least finished it. I kind of want to see where it's going. So far, it's not important at all that she's related to Professor Layton. And there's no mention of any recurring main casts from the other games. Like, there's no mention of Luke. He's not even at least... I think I'm like 80% way through the game. Like, there's like 8 or 9 chapters with different characters that you pursue, and they have like missions and stuff. Or let me describe it better. There's a character whose path you're following, and in that chapter there's a bunch of puzzles in there, and that goes on into the next chapter and the next chapter or so. But they're all contained little stories. It's not like part of some big thing that I've seen yet. I'm not done with the game, but it's feeling more like there's literally no reason for her to be named Lady Layton or Catriel Layton. She can just be a new... It could just be a new puzzle game with a different main character. Like, it's not important that she's related to Professor Layton. You know, If they wanted to give her identity, okay, sure. Then they could have done that better. Is what I think. Because to me, it's like, well, she solves puzzles like Layton, but it's not important that she's related to Layton in any way. So, I mean, you can just say she's a smart person in that world, not because she's related to Layton in any way. I mean, I think more people would have been down for that. I think they were afraid that if they introduced a new character, they would just say she's a ripoff of Layton. So they made her related to Layton. That way they could keep the Layton name line of games, like the name of the series. I guess they could keep it in the series, in the Layton series. But I don't know, man. It doesn't explain why. Because Luke's thing is that he can talk to animals, but there's 2 new characters that can do that. It's Catriel and her assistant guy. They can both hear the dog talk. Why? I don't get it. But it's still kind of an enjoyable game. I don't remember any off the top of my head, but they have like pretty cringe / funny like references or fourth wall breaks to references of real world stuff. I'm like, oh, I saw this movie about Cleanie, the heartwarming robot that cleans shit. It's a reference to Wall-E. It's like, okay, alright, no problem. But I don't know. It's just, I hope it ends in an awesome way. I hope all these chapters leading up to like something good. And I don't have Animal Crossing anymore. It's one of those games where I'm like, well, I don't play this anymore. I've been visiting my town like 3 months at a time, and I don't care anymore. I even started a new game, and I tried to do stuff in it, but I was like, well, I don't care. Also, I still have Kirby Planet Robobot, because that's actually a good game. I was going back to it a little bit a while back. It's still what I remember it. It's still fun, like puzzle solving and platforming and stuff. The abilities are really cool. The bosses are great. It's like a standard modern Kirby game. You know, it has the arena. I'm so glad they have the arenas still, like boss rushes. All the mini games are great. They went on to become their own games: Kirby Fighters, Kirby, DDD's Drum Zone. You know, those are fine. Like Kirby, that game's quality has not diminished enough for me yet that I want to like play it in downtime maybe. Hey, it's Lance. What did you get for me? Oh, you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. I didn't have to use my hyper potion, but I guess I did. Actually, it'd be cool if you gave me things, you know, so I could heal. Like, the thing doesn't have anything. I need to give it stuff.